The big world of darkness. Oh, there it is. I thought I
Yeah.
heard the sound on your computer, but then it didn't pop up on mine. I was like, what the hell? Wait. Anyway, yeah, it's a scene, guys. Leah has been having a lot of sleeping issues lately. And not to mention the whole being able to, see, being able to look in mirrors. That's been kind of a thing too. Um, so she's kind of looking for someone that, like, it's not like there's not like there's a counselor around who just helps the kinfolk and Garu with their supernatural issues. Um, so she's kind of been looking for help wherever she can find it. And it has occurred to her that there's someone who, I'm not sure if you'd call them friends, but definitely acquaintances. She has been doing a lot of helping her out with a lot of baby stuff. And this is someone who's, at least at the very least, is an actual medical doctor. That's got to be a good start somewhere. So she's gonna message Felicia just to see if she happens to be free at the moment.
After a while, Felicia will kind of finish up with this 18-year-old, handing her birth control, and smiling and having a bit of a chit chat. And then she will get a phone call from her receptionist talking about somebody that's wishing to reach her, and that her pager went off. And she will gladly accept the call. This is Felicia. How may I help you?
Hi, yeah, this is Leah. Is there? Do you happen to have any time to I could talk to you?
Hi, Leah. How are you?
Uh, Not so great, but that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about.
All right. I just finished up with a patient. I just have to add some things to my notes, update a record, and can you come by the Yeah, I'm pretty much set up on the set. Yeah, come by my office.
Thank you so much. And yeah, totally. I'll be right over.
Hmm.
And wherever the office is, I'm sure she knows by now. She
Yeah,
heads
it's
there.
on the set. When you come in, she's like seeing out a rather chipper, say 18-year-old Fiona Kim. And
So the
she'll
funny
wait.
thing is, that's actually kind of a stereotype, but it's okay.
Everybody needs birth control. But
Everybody does.
so so yeah, her office is open. Come in, come in. What seems to be the problem?
Yeah, I'm just going to describe it for the moment. Leah doesn't really look herself. She's not wearing makeup, which normally she is, as a woman would notice these things. At least
Mhm.
most women would. And her hair is like, instead of actually looking like she tried to do something with it, it's just kind of thrown back in a messy ponytail. She basically just looks really tired. Even, I mean, you have to imagine that many days of not sleeping off and on has got to kind of wear at you. So she just like she has circles around her eyes, and she just kind of almost feels a little bit heavy about her when she walks in.
She'll give her a once over and just kind of instinctually get up from the chair that she was sitting in, walk over and kind of put her hand on her forehead. Are you feverish? Like you don't look too well.
I don't think I'm, well, physically sick anyway, unless you're feeling something with that wonderful, hand of yours checking for.
No, I was just I thought first look at you I thought you were feverish.
Sorry. No, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. Um, are they actually in the office at this point?
She's close to
Okay.
behind you. You have privacy.
Okay. And she kind of scrubs at her eyes with like the heel of her hand and then kind of looks up.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't like do neuromancy like I do. At least that's what you told me.
She'll nod.
But at least you know something about this all, right?
Fair deal. Why? What's up?
I went into the mind of the wrong person the other day.
Did you? She looks at you, and it looks like she's about to scold you, but she kind of thinks the better of it. All right. So what happened?
You can yell at me if you want, that's fine. But what it boiled down to is I didn't know it was going to be as bad as it was when I got in there. I had just been in her mind, like in her dreams, a week before. And it was bad. Don't get me wrong, it was bad. Like, I had nightmares for a week. And nasty headache, I had a nosebleed. But, everything healed. Like, everything's fine. It was okay again.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, is in a coma. She was attacked in her own apartment. And I was trying to help some of the and she even though she knows the door is closed, she like glances at the door anyways. And he's like, I was trying to help some of the mages figure it out because she's a mage.
She'll nod.
And none of them, for some reason, like they think they're so much better than us, but like none of them could do what I could do.
Funny how that works.
But I managed to get a first person point of view of what happened and get some kind of a hint as to what was going on. And we've resolved it since then. At least we found the person who did it. But in between there, I wanted to actually get the chance to talk to her, like to really talk to her. See if there's something she can tell me that maybe just her point of view on the subject wouldn't tell us. You know what I mean?
She'll nod.
So I went in and oh fuck, it was so bad. My memories were getting ripped away from me every every so often, and I had to fight a few things. I might have died once, I'm not sure. At one point I had to hide in a pile of corpses to to make the thing think I was already dead, because I knew that I wasn't going to last much longer.
She looks unremarkably stoic.
In that first dream that I went into, the one that was really bad,
Mm-hmm.
I lived through her suicide. Like, she actually suicided and came back. It's a long, weird story. I lived through that shit. Like, I felt everything. And as part of this thing, the second dream, the one that was just pure shit. Basically, it was kind of like a video game where you had to go down levels and stuff. And I had to try to collect all the pieces of her name's Maggie. I had to collect all the pieces of Maggie to try to put her back together.
Interesting.
Yeah, there were different versions of Maggie. Each one was different. There was a really scared one. There was a really wise one, which I question, to be honest. That girl is not wise.
Is that your opinion or your personal what is that? She looks at you.
She might be an addict.
Quite possible.
Which makes her very unwise in that area.
Addictions come in different cases, and people choose drugs for a multitude of reasons. It's not my
Yeah,
judge. I'm a healer.
yeah. I mean, and she had just gone through like her girlfriend had just died, and before that, like years before that, apparently it was really similar to the death of like her boyfriend from years ago. So she was all tripped up and all kinds of weird, and I don't know. It was almost kind of reminded me of the what Dante's Inferno with just how he had to keep going further in and further in and further in until he found the id. It is what she called it. The deepest part, that the real Maggie, and that's who I needed to talk to. But
Hmm.
with my memories getting just ripped out of my head, I mean, the first memory I lost was Xavier, and I am not okay with that. Not okay with that at all. The last one that got ripped from me was Callie, my sister, and they were two of the most important people in my life, and it's bad enough that they're gone, but
Hmm.
to have their memories gone too is really not okay. I guess to shorten the story a little bit,
Hmm.
in the end, it was too much. I stopped caring about anything because basically, when you rip my sister from me, you just ripped away half my memories,
Right.
and I just kind of dropped that Maggie and I left.
Okay.
And I came back because honestly, I was afraid I was going to lose myself. Like I would never come out of there.
She sits back.
And I found out later, after talking to some of them, that Maggie evidently, in that week in between,
Hmm.
had somehow slipped into what the mages call quiet. It's kind of a form of mage madness.
She nods.
I didn't know. I did not know it was that bad.
She gets out a pen with a small little flashlight. She walks over and she starts examining you, looking at your eyes.
I'm sure if you're checking things like heartbeat and stuff, I'm sure it's a little elevated at the moment.
Well, obviously. But she's like taking that for account, and she's like started um a medical record. She started medical records for you here. Um she'll start asking you your date of birth, how much you she'll like ask you to step on the scale. It's just giving you like a quick checkup. She's not gonna ask for yeah, actually. She'll ask to take some blood and all that. And she will start filling out the paper. And after say 20 minutes, um a rather short looking gentleman will walk in, hand her another piece of paper. She'll smile, thank him, wave. She'll look at the paper. Well, that's interesting. Serotonin and elevated levels of. Hmm, you haven't been sleeping.
She shakes her head. Can't sometimes. It just plays over and over in my head and it freaks me out and I panic attack. And then even when I do sleep, I panic attack and after immediately I'm like, as I'm waking up, I wake up in a fucking panic attack.
I.
I still see images from that, well, one particular image from that nightmare.
Mm,
when I see reflections.
I can do one of two things. The first thing I can do is describe you a round of sleep aids.
Leah just shakes her head vigorously on that one.
So this way you do sleep, and this, or we could try something a bit more experimental, where we go through a series of tests to see where and how we can begin to deal with this. However, it's for your memories.
As far as I can tell, they're back now. But oh my god, when I woke up, Travis found me in the bathroom. I was on the floor, and the medicine cabinet was like broken glass all over the floor, and I was just kind of sobbing. I was just broken, like having all that stuff flood back into my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm so glad it did, but think about it for a minute. It was a bad day, to say the least.
I get you.
Believe me, I won't be going back in Maggie's head, like ever, ever, ever again. Ever.
I see. So, what exactly would you like for me to do with you? With that, I could do. You're scared, and by the talks of it, and the way you've responded to the last few questions, am I right in saying that you're scared to go to sleep?
She just, yeah, she nods. But she's like looking down, but like nodding. Kind of like almost ashamed to admit it. But at the same time, that is the truth.
All right. I am a gynecologist.
I know. I just don't know what else to do with it. Who do you talk to about this stuff that won't think I'm crazy?
I could recommend you to a psychiatrist.
One won't think I'm nuts because I was in somebody's dreams.
I could let me check my connections and see what I can do. There's no guarantees. I don't even know if he's on this continent anymore. But I will tap my sources and I'll see what I can do. As for right now, would you want anti-anxieties? You seem rather anxious.
As long as it doesn't knock me out, I would try something. Because knocking me out pretty much, if I know, you have no idea, like the idea of taking something that would actually do that just freaks me out. Like my heart is beating right now so hard just thinking about it.
The thing with anti-anxieties, it takes a while for there to be noticeable effect. So I don't think that that would be of much assistance to you of your current predicament. I could what I need right now is more of a thorough investigation. And again, I'll say I'm no oromancer. And
The only other oneiromancer I know is my dad, and he's all the way in Colorado.
ever, I can't give you something until you speak with a psychiatrist. And she digs into her she digs into her dresser and she pulls out a pendant. She hands it to you.
And she takes it and looks at it.
All right. Now, this will help, but the thing is it only helps with the fear part of it, but not necessarily with the problems associated with what's plaguing you.
Okay. What does it do?
It's going to calm you down a bit, but it's not going to put you asleep.
I try
If
to
you're
I try to. I just sometimes it just I can't manage to calm myself enough.
I had a pretty difficult time during my med school periods. I became a bit of a she taps her lip insomniac. I was constantly working and putting in all these hours until I actually passed out on shift. It turned out that I was burning myself out and I was homesick. Well, be that as it may, my grandma sent me this and it's helped out. As she hands it over,
Are you sure? I mean, it sounds like it was a gift from your grandmother.
my grandmother was very much so into helping other people, and I'd like to think that I've inherited her spirit.
You have.
So she places it on you, and you immediately calm down a bit, and you can feel your heart race kind of evening out.
She takes a deep breath. Just feeling a little bit lighter is just a really good thing.
Now, the thing about this only works if you are true to yourself. The moment you stop being true to yourself, the effects of whatever you're feeling will be heightened.
You mean like if I'm feeling something, I have to say it?
No, meaning that is if you're scared to sleep now, it's going to double. This pendant forces you to deal with problems, not run from them.
I want to deal with this. I just don't know what else to do at this point. It's one of those problems that you never really think about, you know?
I know.
Maybe I should become a counselor just so I can keep other people from going through this.
From my expertise, counselors face a lot of burnout rather quickly.
Yeah, that's true that I really don't feel driven in that direction.
But this should help. And if your numbers don't even out by the next month, I'm going to recommend you to. I'm going to put you on some sleep aids.
I could have gotten those already if I wanted them.
Well, as your physician.
Fair enough. That there is a difference between, well, you and somebody else I know who genuinely cares about me.
She'll smile. Good. Well, I hope this helps. You need any birth control, anything like that?
I am good on that, I think.
Okay. Check in with the receptionist. I want to see you back on 1 month from today. And if you need anything else, if anything else weird happens, please um, keep in touch.
She nods to that. Um, and if you'll let me know about the other thing, if you come across the person who you're not sure if is around.
You'll be the first person I tell.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure. And she'll stand. Just I'm so sorry that to interrupt your day like this. I've just been in kind of a panic.
She kind of pushes her hair beyond her shoulders. I'm a doctor. My days are always busy. It's what I do. But you just happened my 6 o'clock canceled, so here you are.
Maybe it's fate.
Fate is a curious thing. One I wish was a little bit more concrete. It would be easier to plan out my day. She
It,
shrugs.
it would be, wouldn't it? Fate says there's going to be a bus crash. Okay, we are clearing the day.
She'll give you a soft smile.
I'm sorry. That was a terrible joke.
No, in my experience, jokes and laughter often help people cope. So I'm not one to judge. Also, your grandmother, the sooner you guys come back with the materials, the sooner we can clean that up.
Yeah, at least I hope it's cleaning it up.
She'll know.
Um, can I tell you something regarding that?
Sure.
I found out something about Blue.
What about Blue?
The other day, and I'm trusting you to keep this to yourself. I've already told somebody appropriate about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, apparently he was at a park where he teaches some sort of class. And he saw some guy attack a woman, and so he jumped in to defend her. In the process of this, apparently he managed to, he was subdued. This guy was subdued. So in theory, you wouldn't have to keep attacking. But apparently something in him kind of broke and he kept attacking. And from what I've learned since then,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't the first time that's happened. That weird little lack of control thing of his. And
She will scratch her head.
I
Okay.
guess, well, my point about the whole thing, because I already told Travis actually, because I don't, if he can lose control like that, he could be a risk to the other kin, not the Garu, but the kin for sure. And I just want to make sure that it wasn't my fault if he did something terrible, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I guess my question is, I don't know what the hell's wrong with him,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure I want him in my grandmother's head.
Are you sure?
I don't know what I'm supposed to think of him. He lost control and it wasn't the first time.
This is your grandmother, and I have to respect your wishes on that. Have you told him?
I I haven't talked to him since that day. I told him that I wasn't really sure what I was thinking about some things, but I haven't talked to him.
Well, whenever you deal with that, um let me know.
Okay. I just find it seriously having someone in your mind, especially one that's kind of a wild card. You see my concerns, right?
She'll not.
I have to protect her the way she always protected me.
I can't argue with that.
And okay, if you see him, keep an eye on him. You never know. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but who knows with my sleep deprived state. So
How about this? After you've gotten some consistent sleep, come back to me and let me know how you feel about the situation.
that seems fair. And yeah, she'll kind of just just say thank you.
She'll give her like a nod. Anything.
Anything, huh?
Anything, rather, anytime.
Oh, by the way, I should mention out of character that since she probably would have taken off her jacket or whatever when she came in,
Mm,
these two tattoos would have been quite visible because they're on her both, one on each wrist.
mm.
One of them actually does say Xavier on it.
She'll look at her arm and, she's heard the stories by now. She'll smile.
Yeah, yeah. There's more pictures to it, but that doesn't really make much difference at this point. It's
Mhm.
yeah, it's the name. I just figured I'd mention it, and and she'll just be like, thanks. I'll make an appointment on the way out.
All right. Good seeing you.
You too. Thank you so much.
You'll smile.
And she will head out, probably to go find her grandmother to visit.
All right. Um, Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been a scene for Werewolf Venue. Have a good day.